What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X89. Alright, guys, today I'm coming to you with my banlist predictions for the upcoming January 13th, 2020 ban list for the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. Alright, like I said, the next ban list is not due before January 13th, 2020, which happens to be a Monday, which means there's a very, very good chance we can get that list on that day, which is just awesome. Okay? For the most part, the meta has basically been the same the entire year. Salomon Greats, Sky Strikers, Thunder Dragons, what was it? Orkests, and Pendulums towards the middle of the year were added into the mix. So, yeah. Okay. So, I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, the meta is kind of stale. It's kind of predictable right now. So, a lot of players are expecting a huge upheaval. I'm not seeing a huge upheaval, really. The primary reason is that we really don't have those powerful decks that could really go toe-to-toe with the current meta. The last few core booster sets haven't put out any really, you have to build this deck type of archetypes. I think the best deck that I saw out of the core booster sets in the last deck builder set was Mathmex. But a lot of people are saying, oh, it's just a regional deck. Maybe. I mean, who knows? Maybe it might get the boost that can get up the tier list here. I know we still have Draco and Guru Control that could actually probably sneak in. Maybe even Altergeist with the hits that I have planned for this list. All right? Bit of channel news before I continue. Guys, this is huge news for my channel. I have just been accepted as a TCG player affiliate, which means, guys, if you want to help support me and my channel, use the link down in the description box below. Click on that link, shop on TCG Player, and help me out to grow my channel. All right, guys, I couldn't have achieved that without your help and your support. So thank you so much. Please use the link in good health. Holidays are coming up. I actually did post a holiday guide on the TMFTK website. Guys can go check it out after you finish checking this out. All right? So, without further ado, on to the list. First is the bands, and yeah, Galatea, the Orkest automation. Yeah, I can tell you this right now. This card needs to be banned. All right, a lot of people saying, "Oh, Babel's the reason." Babel has only been a linchpin in one Orkest build, the Sky Striker Orkest deck. All right, and to be very honest, every other Orkest build, yeah, it does use Babel, but it was never a linchpin card. Now, Babel allows you to utilize your Orkest effects during your opponent's turn as quick effects, which is actually a pretty cool card. It doesn't mean it's a broken card. To be very honest, Galatea being able to access any Orkest support, whether it be during your turn or during your opponent's turn, that is what makes Babel a problematic card. If you remove Galatea from the situation, yeah, Babel becomes less of an issue. The Orkest deck can still function as by itself or even with as a link engine. So there's really no point in keeping this card around. All right? It's gone. That's 0. The next card that I'm actually putting at 0 is actually going to be Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones. Now, here's the situation. Hornet Drones here is, I would say, the linchpin card in the Sky Striker engine. A lot of people say, oh, well, it's got to be Engage. Engage is a consistency card. This is the card that allows you to get into your extra deck that allows you to recycle and search out the Engage. Removing this card from the game, not going to hurt the Sky Striker deck by itself. It's going to hurt the engine more so. And the primary reason why it won't hurt the Sky Striker deck is because later in January, we're getting a new core booster that has a new main deck Sky Striker Ace monster, Rose. Okay? All the Sky Striker Link 1 monsters clearly state that you need to have one Sky Striker Ace monster that isn't the same attribute as itself to special summon that Link 1 monster. That being the case, removing Hornet Drones doesn't really hurt the Sky Striker deck itself. Alright? It hurts the engine. Alright? And the last card, and last but not least, because we're hitting a lot of different decks, and trying to be fair, you have to address the Guard Dragon engine. To be honest, I said this last list, Argopane was a very smart hit. Getting rid of a monster and get extra deck monsters out onto the field for free without having to use their mechanics is not a very good card. This card was number 2 on my list. Back when I did my predictions, LP needs to be gone because if we do not put LP in check now, the Guard Dragon Thunder Dragons is going to basically be the best deck in the meta again. And personally, we wanted to be fair and hit everything to try to keep everything in check and to allow maybe a few of those tier 2 or 1.5 decks to come into the meta to diversify the top tier a little bit more. All right. So with that being said, I say put LP to 0 and Guard Dragons to bet. All right. So those are the 3 hits that I'm actually putting onto the bet. My ban list predictions: Galatea, Striker, and Guard Dragon. I know Galatea seems a little bit harsh, but it needs to happen. All right. Another hit for Orkest. Yeah, Harp Horror. If we look historically at the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, any monster that has an effect that can special summon from the deck, or even a card that has that can special summon from the deck, has been limited. Look at Burning Abyss Seer. Limited. Yeah. Look at a hero returns in the hero decks. Or a hero lives, excuse me, in the hero decks. Yeah, limited. There's no reason why this card cannot be at 1. The deck still functions. It's a hard once per turn effect, so you're only using it once. So it doesn't, in my mind, putting this card at 1 really is not going to hurt the Orkest engine at all. The Orkest deck has plenty of ways of getting this card into the graveyard and be able to utilize the plays further after. All right. Now, if you're wondering, oh well, the Orkest deck's not going to be as good as it was without Galatea. Hey, there are Link 2s out there that can replace Galatea very easily, and then you can go into your Long Girsu and then Din Girsu plays. All right. I mean, off the top of my head, having any 2 non-link monsters and going into IP Masquerena, yeah. And then as long as you have an Orkest monster on the field, boom, you'll have your Long Girsu right there. All right, and then you can actually, if you have managed to use, say, terraforming or maybe the demise of lands to get Babel out into the field, you can utilize Long Girsu's effect the way it was supposed to be utilized alongside Babel. Okay, so we have a lot of different things you can do with this. All right, putting this at 1 doesn't really hurt the deck at all. All right, now to be fair, if we're going to be putting cards that special summon monsters from the deck to the field, we have to put Servant and Enderion onto the deck as well. It special summons itself from the Pendulum Zone and a normal monster from the deck to the field, allowing you to go off into combo plays. So yes, it has to be put at 1 to keep that deck into check. Thunder Dragon Colossus, this card was limited in the OCG for a while. Having a pure Thunder Dragon deck with multiple Colossus and Titan on the field, it just is too oppressive. Putting this card at 1 makes sense. Salomon Great Bailings. This is something that has to be done for Salomon Greats. To be very honest, if you've seen my latest Salomon Great decks, I've only been running 2 Bailings in them, and to be honest, it still works just as well. Putting this card at 1, as well as maybe another Salomon Great monster from the extra deck, does open up a lot more room in the extra deck, which is kind of cramped, and it'll allow us to do a lot more things with the Salomon Great decks going forward. All right? So I use a Skull Dread. Now, I can understand why this card was not limited on the last ban list, primarily because we had the reprint coming in Dual Devastator. We got the reprint now. It's time to put this card at 1. Having combo decks, just being able to dig 4 cards into the deck, just too problematic. Put this card at 1, keep things in check, fine. Now, the one card I think can actually come off the ban list now is going to be Power of Arbors. And the primary reason why I'm saying Arbors can come off the list is because it's actually in the Shadow Isle structure deck. And out of the 2 banned cards that are in there, this and Harpy's Feather, I feel that Arbors has the better shot of coming back, just being able to give a lot of decks the ability to recur resources and to dig into their decks a little bit more. All right, moving on to the semi-limits, we have Necros of Unicorn. It's limited here, but right now I can see this possibly slipping down to help boost Necros up a few tier slots, just to turn around and help things out as a great rogue or tier 2 contender deck. We definitely do need these strong tier 2 decks to keep the meta in check and to keep things a little bit more diverse in the game. All right. The other Salomon Great that I actually am putting at 2 is going to be Salomon Great Sunlight Wolf. All right, putting this card at 2 allows you to really focus in on what cards you're recycling back into your deck, such as Balinks. It does make very good sense because you cannot hit Balinks without hitting at least Sunlight Wolf. All right. Moving forward, the next card, semi-limited, is going to be Skyscraper Immobilize Engage. It's semi-limited in the OCG. It's a key consistency card with new Skyscraper support coming out in late January. I don't see Konami putting this card at more than 2 on the list. All right. So moving forward, another card that I can actually turn around and see being this is we're going to see Pantheon of the Monarchs start being walked down the list. I mean, Konami's been walking down the Monarch support a lot lately. We just got Aether off the list. It's time for Pantheon to start being walked down the list. Give that deck a lot more consistency and just help the deck out. And the last card, and this will help out the meta and anti-meta decks as a whole, is putting Soul Drain down to 2. It'll just allow another check against graveyard-centric decks, and it'll help a lot more Rogue and Tier 2 decks combat the meta decks going forward. All right? So, guys, that is it for my ban list predictions for the January 2020 ban list. Guys, as always, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe, enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Check out the description box below. Find the invite link to my Discord server. Follow me on Twitter at BystanXX79. Guys, do not forget, if you want to help support my channel, use the link in the description box below to go to tcgplayer.com to help support my channel as well. All right, guys. Until next time, peace.